Hello friend, welcome to my channel GATE and ESC Aspirants. In this lecture, we will discuss about hydrostatic forces on surfaces. It is a quick revision course, not a comprehensive course. Let us start with hydrostatic forces. Basically, hydrostatic forces are the resultant force caused by pressure loading of a liquid acting on submerged surface. The center of pressure is the point on which immersed surface at which the resultant hydrostatic forces act. When a surface is submerged in a fluid, forces develop on the surface due to the fluid. The determination of these forces is important in designing of a storage tank, ships, dams, and other hydraulic structure. For a fluid at rest, we know that the force must be perpendicular to the surface. The pressure varies linearly with depth if the fluid is incompressible. For a horizontal surface, such as bottom of the liquid-filled tank, the magnitude of resultant force is simply Fr is equal to say P into A, where P is the uniform pressure and A is the area of the bottom. If atmospheric pressure acts on both the sides of the bottom, the resultant force on the bottom is simply due to the weight of the liquid in the tank. Since pressure is constant and uniformly distributed over the bottom, the resultant force acts on the centroid of the area. For more general case in which submerged plane the surface is inclined, the determination of resultant force acting on the surface is more involved. The force on the plane surface is due to pressure, where pressure is rho g h. So hydrostatic pressure is equal to rho g h bar, where h bar is the vertical distance of center of gravity from free surface. The point of application of hydrostatic forces is known as center of pressure. Hydrostatic forces is generated due to variation of pressure over the surface of object. The hydrostatic force's magnitude is independent of angle of inclination theta for a given x bar. The center of pressure can never lie above the center of gravity. It can only coincide with center of gravity in case of horizontal, whereas it lies below the center of pressure in case of vertical and inclined object. In this figure, we can say that C is the centroid of an object and Cp is the center of pressure where the hydrostatic forces is act on. As we go down, the pressure on an object is increases. The total pressure is defined as the force exerted by a static fluid on surface either on plane or curved surface when a fluid comes in contact with the surface. The force always act normal to the surface. Where h bar is the vertical distance to the centroid, since rho gs is the pressure at the centroid, we see that the magnitude of the force is area multiplied by pressure, that is, act on the centroid of the area. It does not depend on the angle of inclination. But the force does not in general act at the centroid. Let us assume the force act at some point which is called as center of pressure, which is located at xp and yp. To determine where the force is active, we must recognize that the sum of moment must be equal to the moment of the resultant force, where yp is the vertical distance of a center of pressure from free surface. So yp is equal to say y bar plus is upon a y bar, where plane is vertical to the surface, where theta is equal to say 90 degree, where y bar is the vertical distance of center of gravity from free surface and is is the moment of area about centroidal axis and A is the area of an object. Total pressure and center of pressure. The total pressure is defined as the force exerted by a static fluid on a surface, either in plane or a curved. When the fluid comes in contact with the surfaces, the force always acts normal to the surface. Center of pressure is defined as the point of application of a total pressure on the surface. There are 4 cases of submerged surface on which total pressure and the center of pressure is determined. The submerged surface may be vertical, horizontal, inclined, and curved. Calculation of hydrostatic force and point of application of center of pressure. Case 1, hydrostatic force on inclined surface, theta. So hydrostatic force F is equal to say rho g a h bar, where rho is the density, a is the area of an object, and x bar is the vertical distance of center of gravity from free surface. Where center of pressure h is equal to h bar plus Ig upon Ax bar into sine square theta. Case 2, plane vertical surface where theta is equal to say 90 degree. So hydrostatic force F is equal to say rho G A h bar, and center of pressure H is equal to say x bar plus Ig upon Ax bar. Case 3, plane horizontal surface where theta is equal to say 0 degree. So hydrostatic force F is equal to say rho G A h bar, and center of pressure is constant with center of gravity. Curved surface submerged in liquid. We encountered many arbitrary shaped body immersed in liquids such as pipes, walls of container. The force on these cases may be calculated same as manner in previous section, but required integration of involved term becomes very tedious. A many simplistic approach to be considered. The force is resolved in 3 coordinate directions separately. It may be noted each component of force act upon the projected area of the body. For example, force in the x direction will be normal to the projected area yz plane. Let us consider a curved surface submerged in a static fluid. Let dA is the area of a small strip at a depth h from the water surface. Then the pressure intensity of area dA is rho g h. The pressure force dF is equal to say P into area. So dF is equal to say rho g h dA. This force dF is act normal to the surface. Hence the total pressure force on the curved surface should be F is equal to say integration of rho g h dA. But here, as the direction of forces on the small area are not in the same direction, but varies from point to point. Hence integration of this equation from curved surface is impossible. The problem can however be solved by resolving dF into two components, dfx and dfy, in the x and y direction respectively. The total force in x and y direction, f of x and f of y, are obtained by integrating df of x and df of y. Then the total force on the curved surface is F is equal to say under root of f of x square plus f of y square. Consider a curved surface immersed in a liquid. The resultant force can be resolved into two components, which is in vertical and horizontal direction. Here horizontal component of hydrostatic force act on the curved surface is equal to the hydrostatic force acting on the projected area. It will act on the center of pressure for hydrostatic force on acting on vertical projection. The vertical component of hydrostatic force acting on a curved surface is equal to the weight of the fluid. Fluid may be real or imaginary, which can be contained above the curved surface when the horizontal projection is taken up to the free surface. It will be acting at the center of gravity of the above mentioned weight. From this, we can calculate horizontal and vertical component of hydrostatic forces. Now the resultant force Fr can be calculated as under root of Fh square plus Fv square. Thank you. That's all about the hydrostatic forces. In the next lecture, we will discuss about GATE and ESE previous year based on hydrostatic forces. Hope you liked the video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Hello.